I wanted to show you how I got this background effect on the witch section of the shadow box. So I'm going to be using Stampin' Sponges with their ink. And first, to block out the moon part, I have a stack of Post-its and I'm using a 1 3/4 inch punch. And the reason I do a stack is because if you only do one, oops, that popped out. I'll have to see if I can fix that later. But if you only do one, it sometimes is so flimsy, it just gets stuck in there. Plus, I am going to be making a stack of these, so I might as well have a stack. So I'm just gonna block that off so when I sponge ink, it doesn't get over that. Now my Post-it note, I could just sit and hold this down, but I happen to have some temporary adhesive that I'm gonna use to make it easier for myself. Okay, then I'm starting at the bottom with crushed curry ink. And sorry, I'm trying to find the ink pad or the sponge I used. And I just take a Stampin' Sponge, cut it into 4s, and just start rubbing it across. Now when you first start, it kind of has a stronger, blotchier look. So if you start rubbing off and then come onto your cardstock, it can make it a little less blotchy, but I'm gonna be stamping trees over it anyway, so I'm not like super worried about its blotchiness. And I will say this works best with the Stampin' Up! Whisper White cardstock because it's kind of smooth. It makes it easier to sponge. Okay, so there's my curry layer. And then I'm gonna add a Cajun Craze. And you could do pumpkin pie there too for an oranger look. Okay, so I know that's gonna be dark at first, so I am gonna start swirling off. See, that is pretty dark. And then bring it over. But I kind of want some dark. But your first layer, once you get some ink down, it starts spreading a little easier. So sometimes if you start right on there, it gets really splotchy. But in the end, it's going to be covered with trees, so it's not crucial. And then we have Blackberry Bliss. And this one we're going to be rubbing over the top of this thing, so we just want to be careful not to lift it. And you could start right on that centerpiece. I feel like maybe this needed to be re-inked. It's not super dark, that's okay. And I'm actually just going to do the whole thing, and then I'll put some black on the top. So there's that part, and then I'll come in with my last color, black, for the very top, just adding a little darker